There's always somebody watching. Sometimes that somebody is Google and its navigational and mapping implements Google Street View and Google Earth. With its eye on every street corner and overseeing every backyard, it's no wonder that the technology mogul caught these 10 acts of wickedness and delinquency. The TPing. Personally, we just don't understand the thrill of toilet papering a house. You spend a bunch of money on a household commodity just to throw it all over somebody's trees? What if you miscounted your home's reserves and threw more than you could afford to? That'd leave you in quite the, crappy situation. I don't know, maybe like artwork, there's a sense of pride in the finished product.
It's awesome.
Especially if it winds up like this masterpiece, being immortalized forever thanks to Google. Number 9. The stolen bike. Having your bicycle stolen is just the pits, but pinpointing the burglars that robbed you makes all of that initial anguish well worth it. When an anonymous 14-year-old Dutch boy reported that he was robbed of $230, his cell phone, and his precious bike, there was little hope of his goods returning. 6 months later, while browsing Google Street View, he was delighted to find an image of himself riding along with his soon-to-be burglars trailing behind him. With Google's assistance, the image was released to a local robbery squad to apprehend the two. Number 8. The police chase. Not a crime in action per se, but this fun series of Google Street View images snagged an exciting police chase through the streets of Serbia. After their jewel heist went awry, 2 students were forced to make a break for it with Serbia's local police patrol in hot pursuit. The on-foot chase is actually a lot less thrilling to observe frame by frame through Google's viewfinder, but we'll take whatever acceleration we can get. The 2 were eventually apprehended, though it's difficult to tell from Google's point of view. Number 7. The drug deal. Don't you love taking a stroll through memory lane? Reddit user Wow You're Dumb was having one such sentimental moment when he decided to look up the old location he used to purchase dope from before getting clean. To his pleasant surprise, he was greeted by an image on Google Street View that brought back the olden days of buying drugs through a chain-link fence at his former favorite spot in Camden, New Jersey. It's not the only time Google has caught alleged drug deals, as it also snagged several conspicuous images on a corner in the south side of Chicago. Number 6. High-powered weaponry. While some states in the U.S. have an open carry law, chances are they weren't intended to apply to what this gent is casually strolling around with. While it's hard to tell for non-gun enthusiasts, it does look like a rifle of some sort, though whether or not it's a replica or functional is hard to determine. There's definitely something ominous about him walking through an otherwise empty parking lot in Rapid City, South Dakota, but depending on the gun regulations of the area, there's also a chance he's, oddly enough, breaking no laws. Number 5. Brandishing a weapon. Well, yeah, chances are the weapon featured in this image is fake. But in this day and age, yep, especially America, can we really safely assume that? In this Google Street View snapshot of Oakley Avenue in Chicago, both subjects look to be rather young to be tied up in such a situation, but there looks to be a bit of urgency in the younger child's motion. Though no reports of shootings in the neighborhood have matched up to the image, it was adopted for a 2010 Facebook scam that promised to display the aftermath of the crime that likely didn't occur. Number 4. Indecent exposures. It's all fun and games until your moments of depravity are captured on a public forum for all to stumble across and gawk at. The Google streetcar doesn't know any better to look away from other people's good times, so you can bet in some of the deepest and darkest corners of the world, those unmentionable acts will be caught. Like this instance where the fires of passion couldn't wait for a private venue. We're all for pulling over to stretch your legs on a long road trip, but this isn't quite what we have in mind. Number 3. Prostitution. When you're out looking for a good time, don't be surprised if the Google Street View car happens to roll by to snag your dubious transaction forever. Granted, not every woman found scantily dressed on the side of the road is a prostitute, but the odds are probably in favor of it, especially when said individual is leaning into the car window in high heels and a skirt. Alleged working girls from all over the globe have become the subject of some of Google Car's finest work. Number 2. Slayings in Brazil. On the streets of Praça Noronha Santos in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the Google streetcar inadvertently caught the grisly aftermath of a bloody murder. The images were rapidly removed from the site, lending credibility to their authenticity. The gory scene wasn't the only one to be photographed by Google either, as it also captured another slaying in Belo Horizonte in Minas. Known for its high rate of violent crimes, it's no surprise that many Brazilian Google Street View users have stumbled upon multiple images like these. Number 1. The Railway Murder. Maybe the most shocking of Google Earth's finds, this series of captures brought back to the public eye the murder of Jose Barrera's 14-year-old son, Kevin. The images of the Richmond, California Railroad surfaced in 2012, 3 years after the murder actually took place. On August 15, 2009, the body of Kevin was found near the train tracks, shot to death, with no known motive or suspects. Unfortunately, Google Earth's capture didn't provide any insight into the crime and only reopened the deep wounds Jose felt years prior.